This is a quick walkthrough of some of the new and recent features added to Work Order Insights. So to start with, you'll see in a lot of places, you will see Tooltip text that pops up when you highlight different hyperlinks. So here for customer contacts, it says use this link to modify your customer's contact information. You can update a contact's email or cell phone and modify settings for notifications, on-site notifications, or work order complete email. This has also been built as part of a new multi-language engine that I've been building. So a given user in the back end is set up with a certain language code, and the labels and additionally tooltips that pop up can be programmed to be in a different language, starting with just English, Spanish, and French. But the sky's the limit where that can grow to. Obviously, you have to use this link to modify your customer's attributes, translating that into Spanish and enter it as the value for that field for the Spanish language code. But huge potential there. You'll see that a lot of tooltip text has been implemented a lot of different places. You'll see here we have appointment, estimated man hours, scheduled man hours, customer, site, crew, what type of work order. You'll also see here that we've added in estimated hours to every link. A couple other things, and this is a good example to show it. So here I'm going to go to Pitt Property Management. We currently see Pitt Property Management, which is the customer name, dash Brookfield Apartments. Well, I'm going to go to the work order and then go to the customer, Pitt Property Management. I'm going to uncheck Show Name in Calendar, and I'm going to save this information. I'm going to go back home. And now we will see it just says Brookfield Apartments. So we've built something for both customers and sites that lets you just say, you know what, for this customer or this site, don't show the value, just default to the other. Obviously, you have to show either customer or site, but that should really help to Physicians East. Here's another example where we might want to do something like that and not show the customer name, just depending on what you want. So I think there's a lot of potential there. Obviously, to this point, we have suppressed identical customer and site names. So if it says Sunchase customer, Sunchase site, we only show it once. But for these where the site and customer name are different, I've built some more flexibility to make that work for you. Moving along, on the daily operations dashboard, I don't think there's a whole lot that's new there. We did add these, the dates that you see here. So what we see in a day's progress is anything that was either scheduled or worked on the given day. And it's an either or situation. So if we look at the scheduled, we see 3/9, 3/9, 3/9, 3/9, 3/10, 3/10. Today's 3/9, but when we look at scheduled or worked, what we see is that, okay, today 3/9, well, this was actually done yesterday. And so here on one Keswick Apartments that was done today, you just see 7:02 a.m., but it was when it was done on a different day than we're currently looking at, it'll pop up with actually date then time. And so we can see that for things either scheduled or worked today, it includes something that was scheduled yesterday, scheduled today, and then additionally today we completed two things that were scheduled for 3:10 tomorrow, but we can see we actually did them today. So that's another thing I've built there. I'm going to just quickly go into one of these work orders and show you what I've done with the bulk update functionality. Actually, I need to open work order. So let me just jump forward a little bit, and we'll go to W.H. Smith. Yeah, that was the one that was closed. That shows again because it's scheduled or worked. Skip over to Monday. Okay, and so Campus Point is open for Monday. And if we go down here, we have these two new features, bulk edit and update time. So bulk edit lets us edit the estimated hours for all the work orders in a series. What this means is that we could have created, back in February, 36 work orders that go from February through the summer. But when we create them, we might have just assigned 3 hours to each. What we can do with the bulk edit feature, this is a bad example because it happens that the one I picked is the last entry of the series. So it's only letting you edit that single one, which isn't much help. Let me find one. If I look here, I see that aesthetic plastic surgery is still scheduled a few more times. If I come down here and do bulk edit, oh, that's another bad example because there's only one open. Yeah, not a lot of good examples because Sunchase, there's only one open. Physicians East Arlington, yeah, there aren't any good examples. Let me go over to my test company real quick. Actually, I can also do some changing and playing stuff. So in our company, we see Sherry. Here's the one I want to look at. Anderson Medical Office, PC, West Office. Scheduled 2 hours. We can see it's scheduled 2 hours for the next few weeks. I'm going to open up one of the work orders in what's obviously a series. And I'm going to go down to bulk edit. And what pops up are the remaining entries that are not closed in that series. And we see 4. Week 11, there's an appointment. And these were all set up at 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. What I can do here is I can say, okay, well, yeah, this week I know it's 2, but next week I need to be 4, 4 for the week after that, and 6 estimated hours for the week after that. These aren't scheduled. Scheduled man hours is 0. That's strange, but I think that's just an anomaly with regard to this test entry. We can also do a bulk delete from the screen, which could be helpful if you create way too many. You just have to check a box and press save to delete them. And then also we have adjust appointment. What that means is that when this box is checked, and they're by default all checked, but you can uncheck them, is it's going to take the time that you, oh, I know why this is scheduled man hours. I bet that the crew that's assigned to this appointment doesn't have any people in it. Anyhow, what's going to happen is, let's actually just check that real quick. Crew 3. Yeah, crew 3 doesn't have any employees. Let's add an employee real quick, and that'll make things make a lot more sense. We're just going to put Billy intern. And actually, let's add another one just so you can see the power of Brian Cranford. Okay, now we have 2 employees. So I'm going to close that window, go back here, reload this page. Okay, so now we see something a lot more meaningful. We see that we have a 90-minute appointment window, so man hours scheduled. We saw there were 2 employees, 3 man hours. 90 minutes times 2 is 3. I can tell you it's 2, and enter again 4, 4, and 6. Because I have this adjust appointment scheduled, what it's going to do is after it updates the estimated man hours to 4, it's going to then gross up and change the 10 a.m. end point so that the scheduled man hours matches the estimated man hours. So here it's going to add 30 minutes. 30 minutes times 2 employees is 1 hour to get the scheduled man hours to match the estimated man hours. So a lot of this stuff is just automatic. You just have to enter estimated man hours, update it here, and everything else will be taken care of. So again, these adjust appointment checkbox is going to be default check, but you can uncheck anyone that you don't want to change. So I'm going to press save. And real quick, I'm just going to go back and say, okay, let's look at bulk edit again, because it's a way to see a consolidated results. Oh, and we see what we were expecting. First of all, these now reflect the values we just entered, which you would hope, and we see the scheduled man hours. They were updated, and whereas everyone was previously 8:30 to 10 a.m., we see that this one got grossed down to an hour. Hour times 2 employees is 2 man hours, and this got bumped up to 2 hours, 2 hours, and 3 hours. So that's a helpful little thing. Now, individually, actually, let me go to an appointment. We can also do that update time with this link, and it just does it for a single work order, whereas on the prior screen it would do it for all the ones that had the checkbox checked. So it just says update the appointment end time for the work order so that the scheduled man hours and the estimated man hours match. You'll see a lot of different tooltips that we added. Some of them are not initialized yet, but we'll get around to doing that. But it just gives the user some help understanding what it is that's going on. Yeah. I think that's really about it at the moment for recent changes. So, hope you enjoyed.